Alright guys, the weather is better now. No more cold nights. I'm going to dewinterize my camper, and before I dewinterize it, I am going to clean my water holding tank on my RV. And I do this every year before I dewinterize it. I make sure it's drained. I don't even add any water into it, and I don't even go and buy the special stuff. I use bleach or chlorine from the dollar store, and I mix it with water and I put it in there. If you don't know how many gallons your water storage tank is, you can either look it up or whatever, but on my camper I got a 48 gallon because it tells me it's got 399 pounds and tells me the weight per gallon fully loaded. So I did the math, so I got a 48 gallon. So what I do is, it says 1/4 cup of household bleach to 1 gallon in a water container. Prepare 1 gallon of solution for every 15 gallons. So I did the math. So that's 3 gallons with a 1/4 cup of bleach. But what I do is I take a gallon jug like there, and I add 3/4 to it because I'll end up adding 3/4 cup of bleach into it, and then I'll pour it into here. And I'll funnel it through. Okay, so this is what I do. Turn around, put a funnel in it. This is bleach water, so you don't want to get it on your clothes. Make sure you use old clothes. And I'll tell you how long I let this sit in here for. And what I do when I dewinterize, I won't hook up the city water. I'll run this through the pump and the plumbing, and that way it'll sanitize that too. And if you have too much of an odor of chlorine in the water, you can cut back the chlorine a bit. But with the math, it says it gets 50 parts per million. So now that that's done, we'll take that, set that down, leave that right there, and we'll take this thing right here, and I got a filter on it. And then I'll just sit there and let it fill. Let her fill right up, and make sure you close your valve too. So when it's done and filled, you flush the RV antifreeze out of the lines with this chlorinated water, 50 parts per million. It says here to let the solution remain in the tank and lines for at least 4 hours when disinfecting. If shorter time is desired, then 100 parts per million chlorine concentrate should be permitted to sit in the system for at least 1 hour. So, which means you would use 2 3/4 cups for this one for 48 gallons. That would be 100 parts per million, which would be a stronger solution. But then again, you'll have a taste of chlorine because it'll sit in your lines, and I don't like that. So that's what I do. So I'll let this sit for 4 hours. Run it through all the lines. Once it's full, run it through all the lines. Let it sit for 4 hours. And then I'll drain the tank and then fill it up with fresh water. Hook up the city outlet to my garden hose and flush everything out. Like always, when you're dewinterizing, what you want to do is open up your hot water heater. Make sure there's nothing in here. Yeah, this thing's dusty. But take this little thing right here and put your plug in your hot water heater before you even turn on the water bypass, because you'd be flooding everything out. So now that that's done in full, you want to come in here and turn on your pump, and it's going to run for a while because I switched my hot water bypass on, so that means it's going to fill up the tank, so it's going to take a while. We're going to clean that out too. And yeah, so make sure all your faucets are closed for now, and then we're gonna flush these lines out. So give me a minute, let this done running, I'll show you what I do. So now we're gonna come to the outside kitchen sink. I got my valves turned on. I'm gonna wait for this to clear out. Still foamy. Cut that side off, turn this side on. Okay, now that that's done, now we're gonna come in here. We're gonna do this. The reason why my pump surges like that is because I changed how many gallons per minute in my faucet head. Now that one's done. Let's do this. This one shouldn't take so long. The outside shower. I'm gonna smell the chlorine in the water. Now, let's get this one done. There, now that that's all rinsed out, so I'm going to let her sit for 4 hours, and then I'm going to flush everything out and put all fresh water in. So the thing that a lot of people forget is on these pumps, there's a debris filter right here. So like when it's done sitting, take that cap off, clean the screen out, and make sure it's clean, because it'll mess with your pump. But other than that, when I'm done doing this, we'll be able to get this camper all cleaned up. It should be good to go for camping. So as always, if you have a manual, follow your manual of what to do when it comes to cleaning and cleaning the pipes out and everything. It'll tell you what to do. You don't always need to go to the store and get the special stuff to put in the tank. Bleach or chlorine with the right amount will disinfect it. It'll clean it. I've done it since I've owned it. Haven't had any problems, but of course I don't drink out of it. I always drink bottled water. But of course you take showers with it, and your skin is the biggest organ. So, but other than that, yep, that's how I dewinterize it. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to show you. So I got everything done that I needed to get done. First, my switches. Let me show you what I did. I got my breakers in finally. So this one's for my 300 watt inverter, which runs over to there, and then this one runs to the battery. And I put a much heavier cable coming out right here. So this is 8 gauge, not 10 gauge anymore, running in here. And yes, I put this back on, but I hooked this up here to the batteries, to the converter, and then I ran that fuse over and hooked it up to the 7-way, and then the solar system that hooks up. So I did things a little bit different, and I threw a 40 amp fuse in there. But other than that, we're going to see if that power converter works like it should. If not, later on I'll upgrade the wire, but I'll leave that 10 gauge wire there and just run a new 8 gauge all the way in. splice it in together, and it'll have 2 wires running for the power, and she should be good to go. But yeah, that's what I did. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. When you hit that bell notification, it lets you know when I post a new video. And please give this video a thumbs up. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously. Thanks again. Catch you on the next video.